I recorded it. I haven't. So I'm interrupting this podcast and this broadcast to let you know that ClubSheIs is the community where you need to be. You're probably asking yourself, what is ClubSheIs and why do I need to be there? Well, ClubSheIs is the best community in the world. I mean it. It's a place where we get practical. It's a place where we get real, and it's a place where we truly understand you as a woman. It's a community that you join if every single week you want to take a step forward to bringing your dream to life. The dream of building your business, the dream of turning yourself into a strong personal brand that makes profit. We get practical about how to build your website, how to build your funnel, how to build out your products and your services, how to get an offer that people actually want, how to run Facebook ads and Instagram ads, how to post content, how to show up online, and basically how you can get yourself and your business out there to create the income that you want and to live the life of your dreams. We're super practical. We cut the fluff and we cut down to the real thing with strategies that have been proven over time. 20 years of experience between Nyaki and myself, the co-founders of ClubSheIs, here to lead a community of women who are serving others. Our goal is to reach 1 million people by helping 1 million women, by helping 1,000 women have 1,000 clients. So if that is you, if you have a business idea or you already have your business up and running, if you want to be a coach, a speaker, if you want to start earning income on your terms, whether you have started or you haven't started at all and all you have is an idea, ClubSheIs is the community where you need to be. So make sure that you click on the link down at the bottom and check out this community. Register absolutely for free to get part of the online community. Download the app and have it on your phone, but also make sure that you check out our premium membership where you can get weekly masterclasses, premium resources, and to meet with Nyaki and myself as we coach you through building that dream into reality. But anyway, let me not waste any more time. Let's get back into this Lunch and Learn.
Hello.
Whoop, whoop. We made it. We made it. I think if people knew how much we have to go through to record a Lunch and Learn, I honestly think that there have been specific minions assigned to Lunch and Learn because I think there's something good on the other side. It's either that or the Lord is telling us to change our format. I don't know what it is, Nyaki. I don't know. But there's something that happens every single time with Lunch and Learn. We fight for you guys, We fight for you. To the point where we were so scared to change things up, we already have our guest in the room.
Hey, surprise!
Surprise! So before we even get into our usual banter, we are so excited to have Palesa with us in the room. Now, Palesa is not unfamiliar to the ClubSheIs space. I think we have interviewed you like 3-4 times by now. But today we're having a conversation that I think many people want to have, and that is a conversation of going from employee to entrepreneur to a point where she is now employing other people as well. So Palesa is the founder of Unforgettable Speakers. She's an award-winning public speaking coach, executive communication specialist, certified facilitator, and the founder of Unforgettable Speakers School of Excellence. She is based in Johannesburg, helps professionals and organizations speak with confidence, clarity, authority, and executive presence. With a background in human resources, talent development, sales, and TV presenting, Palesa brings a real corporate experience into her training. She has coached over, now wait for this number, 49,000 people have gone through Palesa, that is a huge number.
Basically a government.
49,000 professionals.
Basically a small country.
A small country, yeah? Yes. Across industries, including finance, compliance, legal, healthcare, teaching, and so much more. Her work focuses on helping people communicate powerfully in the moment that matters the most. Welcome onto the Lunch and Learn stage, Palesa Dooms.
Yay! Thank you. I didn't have to remember my own intro. Sure, thank goodness. I was like, la. Which one? Where do we start?
It cuts out all that whole awkward moment. Like, Palesa, tell us about yourself. He's like,
I was literally preparing my mind for it. I'm a speaking coach. I can't flop on the first question.
But I think this conversation lets you be yourself. I think the thing
I
about
love it.
Nyaki and I is that we've tried this entrepreneur thing for so long that we've been entrepreneurs more than we've been employees. But what we do in the club is really help women go from being an employee to being an entrepreneur. And I think the conversation we're having today, you are the perfect person because you started your business as a side hustle. And then one day you decided to make the move. So I actually want to hear this one from Nyaki's perspective in terms of first time when you guys met and to now. Nyaki, how has it been from your side being able to work with someone as amazing as Palesa?
Palesa's got like the gold. She's got like the secret sauce. She's got that golden touch. She's like the worst. She's like the worst reference points ever because you're just like, yeah, you know, the thing is, everything Palesa touches works, and you're just like, I don't know if it's us, but I'm pretty sure it's not always us. It's definitely 90% her. Definitely 90% Palesa. In that, I think like one thing that I realize, and I think is important with like when you talk about like validating your offer and understanding your customer, it's like you have to know like quite deeply about who you're trying to serve, and the solutions that they are naturally seeking, and how your product or how your service fits into that search. Because sometimes what we do is that we have, and we've spoken about this before, right? We identify a customer, we identify a problem, and then we identify a solution. We're just like, yeah, this is the thing that they need. And I think with Palesa, it's a little bit, it's different in that she listens, firstly, and that she understands that whatever the customer is needing, whatever the customer is looking for, that's what you need to create. So like, it's a really good example of someone who's not attached to the product, very attached to the solution, very attached to solving the client's problems, solving their pain points, as opposed to pushing a product. Because it's very easy to push a product. I say it's very easy, but it's very particular, right? To have this thing that you've created, you love it, you hold on to it, it's amazing. And then when it's time to sell, when nobody wants it, then there's this frustration that you feel, especially when you're working with others, right? It's just like, why is this thing not working? And it's just like, I mean, we're not your customer. We don't know why it's not working. But we're able to quite easily identify with, when you're working with someone who knows inherently what their customer is actually looking for, who's actually done the market research, right? So, I mean, Palesa is a speaking coach, and so she knows that people go to Toastmasters, and people do the other clinics that the speaking things that the speaking coaching things that they do. And so like being able to find people where they are and offer them a service that they are inherently looking for at a price point that feels comfortable enough for them to see value in it, but also obviously be profitable for her as a business.
Yeah, nice. So Palesa, getting into your story, I mean, now you're a full-time entrepreneur, but that's not where you started. How did you get started? And I think I always like to ask the question, why?
Yeah. Yes.
You don't have to start a business, ma'am. You don't have to.
No, I love the why. It will give the long story, but the how, now that gets a bit shorter. The why is more from, I wrote it down in 2015 when I used to write down my prayer points. And it only came because someone had asked me. She was saying, I'm doing a TV show and I've seen you presenting. Could you please come help me? And I thought, of course I can come help you. But in that moment, I was so in it, and I coach like I'm the one presenting, or I'm the one that's doing the interview tomorrow. And I said to myself, I love that so much. I think I need to pray about this and put it down. God knows, one day I'm going to help people do this. And that's how it starts. You just put it down. And then a year later, I go back into corporate, and I'm continuing doing what I was doing in TV, but now with corporate professionals. So I'm still interviewing people, because on TV I was interviewing, what has the Lord done in your life? But now it was more, tell me about yourself. And I was like, what's happening here? All I'm getting exposed to is people speaking and me feeling like, can you say it like this? And while doing that within recruitment, I found that my competitive advantage was my ability to take talent and place them, and not necessarily the other side of the business, because we have the other side, which was the business development side, where you need to call the client and ask them, do you have any vacancies? And I was like, ooh, not my strength. And even in the organization, they knew Palesa will always have the right people. And even if they're not right, she will make them right. So we'll find a way to help the person to articulate themselves in that interview so they stand out. And I started doing that for people, but as a recruiter. Just, are you preparing for an interview? Great. I can help you. This part, just answer like that. And that becomes your extramural activity after work, because it's part of what makes you good at your job. And then in 2021, I was very frustrated with earning little money with so much potential. And I'm on Instagram, and I come across a young lady that made me feel like, I see you. What is this Cake Friday thing that you're posting about here? Because at the time, I think you had just had a baby, or when I found you, and I was pregnant. So probably why even more I connected with this, that, okay, you have a little one, you're speaking business, how do we do this? You want to help women, let me get onto your email list. How did I not cruise on Kopano's email list for a whole 1 year and 11 months? And she was like, she's shutting the doors. This is the last intake. And I was like, wait, I'm in. I don't have much money, because I didn't have a lot of money. If I think about how much I earned back then, I'm like,
you were dusty.
It's not for
it was the dusty
referencing.
days. We're just like, I'm working hard. I am showing up. But the money is not communicating, like it's not coordinating with like, this is who I think I am, but this is what my paycheck is saying.
Yes, I was earning less than the amount of followers I had. And that's always a problem. So I was like, if they could give me R1 each every month, I would be richer. Right? And I was like, okay, let's do this thing. It's a really good price for a club with women and Thursdays. I didn't miss a Thursday. I'm also that person, right? If I'm doing something, we're going head first. We're not going to do things for fun. We're doing it because we've invested in this. This lady's got some model here about attracting people, capture and monetize. And I remember everything. That's also another problem with mine. I'm very like my parrot memory. So at that time, I then got into the club. I was lucky that immediately you had already started categorizing people into their different levels. And I was with the people that don't have a business but want to do something because they feel they have capacity and they have something to offer. I remember then preparing for this 15-minute chat. And I think I reflected on it recently as well, with you saying that 15-minute chat was everything. Because I was like, oh my goodness, you're about to have a conversation with a 6-figure coach, and you have 15 minutes to get her to help you make it count. And I just went back and looked back, and I said, what is the common thread in my life, right? And I was like, oh, whoa, I've been public speaking since the age of 7. In matric, I trained people. In TV presenting, I trained people. I'm training people now. That's what I do. I'm a public speaking coach. And I was like, wow. So in my head, I was going to do it one day, but I've actually been doing it the whole time. And I said, Kopano, I want to start a public speaking business. And you seemed equally convinced. So it could bother me if you would have been like, are you sure? Yeah, I would have been like, excuse me. I'm 100% sure. And in the club, the challenges were very practical. So this week we are doing 10 ad posts for our businesses. And I remember just doing 3. The one, I didn't even mention that I do public speaking coaching. It flopped big time, but hey, it was there. The next one, I think Instagram cut it, but everything was not right. It was just there. And somehow the one was working now, and people were inquiring, and I was like, no, you're joking. Oh no, oh no, I don't even have a framework. I don't even have a workbook. I don't even have like, what's going to happen now? They want my services. And it's fine. So people just came for occasion ready, and that made it so much easier. We're preparing them for an interview, preparing them to speak at church. And these women all came from the club. So my first clients are all, some of them still probably club members. And some of them are still my clients, just by the way. Just realized that now. I've literally, like the one, she's like still really, really my client. And guys, the story's long, right? I'm already.
No. Like, you know what I'm loving? Like, there's so many gems in here. I love that you said like some of your first clients were in the club, because Nyaki and I always say it. We literally say it all the time. The guys, practice how to talk about your thing inside the club, inside the
your
community.
Customers are here.
Yeah.
Your customers are here, but not only your customers, but also people who will validate you, people who will gently correct you, people who will like look at what it is that you're doing. So I'm so happy that you said, my first customers were there, but the fact that some of them are still there is a sign that you know what you're doing, and that like you've improved over time. You haven't stayed where you were. You've gotten better and better and better. And I think that's what part of the magic touch that Nyaki's talking about, is that you are like, there's a touch that you have, and I'm going to get to it a little bit later. But I love that you actually said that when you started, you actually you knew that you wanted to start a business, but you didn't know exactly what the business was going to be. And you just went in head first. Like, you advertised and you were just like, I can show what I'm advertising. Organically, you were just telling people like, guys, I'm a speaking coach. You didn't have a framework. But you were just like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to tell people. Because you know what you did. You made a decision that, you know what, as of today, I'm an entrepreneur. What I'm selling, I'm going to sell it.
But I think also, you gave us a cheat code. Remember, you gave us frameworks for the script, as in, this is going to be your hook, this is your middle part, and then you're going to do the whole, what is that close?
We did the CAP system, which is like your composition, you do attention, your psychology, and then you have to do your CTA afterwards. Yeah, once you follow, guys, the frameworks work.
Yeah, just stick to it. And it's not comfortable, but stick to the framework. And even now, we're luckier. Nyaki introduced us to things like teleprompter, so you don't have to do the way I was doing it with a piece of paper and all of those funny things. It's not necessary. But at the time, for me, it was all just about, okay, this thing is actually working. People are paying me very little at the time, because you're just like, I don't want anyone thinking, what did I pay for, or what did I walk away from? And another big thing is being so honest with people to say, you know what, you're actually my first client. So I need you to give me feedback, like you said. I need you to tell me how it's going. I need you to record an audio for me. I can't grow this thing without your feedback. Not being afraid to ask. I think we are very much afraid to ask. And I asked them, send me your picture if you're comfortable. And they sent their pictures, because I'm building a website. I'm going all in now. And from having people that are businesswomen, some of them were working women, saying that, I'm an EXCO member at this and this company, and I've trained with Palesa, I was like, now I'm in trouble, because now I need to put down some form of framework. Now I need to figure out what these people really need. And you'll find you're preparing someone for an occasion, and you're just like, what are you doing with your body? No. Or why do you lack so much confidence? This is not. And that's how you start building around your actual clients. The people that were interested, they are the ones that kept on showcasing things that I'm like, you need this as well. But maybe not just you. Everyone else must find me ready with this thing for me to be able to help. And then, of course, the rabbit holes researching begins. Now you find the best speaking coaches. You sign up to every webinar. You get to know the business that you're in. And you start to realize that, people are making money here virtually. Because that was also a big thing. Remember, we just gotten out of COVID. And in our heads, public speaking can't be done virtually. That's not how it was done when we were young. But every person I was joining a webinar from the US that was virtual. And it was working. And I was like, no. There is space for this. We can do it on weekends the way I was doing it. So you give up your
Yeah.
weekends as well because you're a full-time person and you still need to perform at work so that your boss doesn't feel like your split attention in your attention. And then we continue building. Now I have an 8-week program. Hey, I'll never forget.
What happened? I think
I'm going to charge thousands, right? I'm moving from my
Wow.
900 and I'm going straight for the high 6.8. That felt very big as a jump. And
at this time you're still employed at this point. Like you've been charging the 950s. Now you're just like, okay, I'm gonna charge something big. And at this point you are still juggling. You're still employed and you're juggling now the big ticket offer that you're putting out.
Sure. But putting it out, I also had now learned about, at the time, that's the past Nyaki, I know about boosting. Boosting on Instagram. So Kopano took us down the boosting journey and I was like, okay, I'm just going to put 20 Rand behind these two that have done organically well, that have gotten me people asking 20 Rand and let's see what happens. The one with confidence boosted straight into the US. Why? We don't know. And then the other one just within SADC. Okay, lovely. And then 3 weeks later, TEDx Dallas, Texas would like to speak to you to coach 2 people for TEDx. And I was like, what just happened? This is getting too real too quickly. Now at least there's a website up. And also you got to know a guy that can do something like that. Someone. That's so important. He's not my friend.
Now it's a girl, hey? I think one of the things that we've been going through in the club is
100%. No,
every time we come across a client, they just like, no, there was some guy who did the website. And I was like, if we hear about the guy one more time.
With all its glitches as well, because that's all. But at least there was something formal to show them that I do have a website, and here we go. And then they assign like proper people as well, like a doctor and a musician. And I'm like, I think I oversold myself here. But that's part of the imposter syndrome of being new in anything. And as you go further, I'm trying to remember the sequence because there are big things that shifted things. So my first 8-week course starts. Okay, and I have 2 people in the program because we can't do the program without an audience. And at least there's another person. And then my husband joins on the big presentations as a person that creates that atmosphere for people to feel a little bit more anxious.
Love it.
And while he's in it, I start realizing, this man's got a passion for this thing in his own way. And he's been coaching people one-on-one. And I was like, you know what, please bring that one program of yours this side. I think people will need it. Your pep talk did wonders for people. And we can actually create a module around something that you do. But in this case, we also need to negotiate. I'm introducing you to these people so that you can work with them. So you can't invoice me, unfortunately, but I will make sure I refer as many of them after the program, because you have to have those relationships, right? Who's going to help keep the costs low? And, and that's how he also grew his business through mine. So every time I had people roll off 8 weeks, we'd say, hey, Sean does this. And one of the club ladies was actually his client for a year. So look at us, right?
Wow.
So she did a whole 1-year program with him. And then we just kept building this, meaning now we're being ambitious. So now we're going for 5 people in a cohort, 7 people. It's very ambitious. And I say this because I couldn't believe the first time I had 7 that, guys, this means I'm going to become a multi-millionaire. Like I could see it.
I love that. I love the thought. Like the fact that you said that, you know what, I think I get what you mean. Like when somebody buys, when you set a price, number one, you set a price as like, okay, this thing's almost 7,000 Rand. if one person buys, I'm like, I'm done. I'm rich.
That's
I'm
it.
going to the sky.
That's it. That's all I needed.
That's all
I was
you
like,
need is
if
the one
one
person, because one person turns into 10 people turns into, I mean.
And it's a stranger. I think that's the big thing. So these are now strangers. These are no longer people from the club.
Yeah.
And you are like, from Instagram. Really? We are sitting here now, we are talking in LinkedIn chats about your profile, and you just paid me 7,000 Rand. Wow.
Crazy.
And from that again, continuous results collection, never stop. It's never enough. You need millions of people that can give you the backing to go ask for the big amounts when you get into those rooms. And then I realized at some point within my career that I'm actually also becoming better at my job because of my business. My confidence has grown. At work, I'm putting my hand up for things that I wouldn't, because I feel like I'm working with senior people in my business. So what's stopping me from saying at work that I want more money? And while being in the club, just as a side hustler, I got 3 increases, if not 4, where at some point my salary doubled. And I actually shared that, I think, with the club at the time, to say, being in the club hasn't just helped me start a business, but it's helped me at work, because I'm no longer like scared of conversations with the so-called big people, because I coach people like that. And I realized that, oh, you guys are actually human. And I do have something to add. And in the organizations, I started using my public speaking to my advantage by telling them, I'm quite good at this, so put me on the forefront. I'll do the media stuff for the company. I'll do the onboarding. I'll do your marketing videos. And even that gives you more exposure, of which I didn't know until my one junior facilitator said, no, I've known you for a long time. I saw you on all your company's ads previously. Yay! And I was like, yeah, right. So they were putting me out there without knowing it. Not that they didn't know it. They knew it. They actually knew it, because I was fortunate also to have a boss that at the time was struggling with public speaking. Hey, God works in mysterious ways. And then she was the first person to buy my first online course, and she bought it pre-ordered before I'd even recorded, because that's another thing about the club. You start learning that you sell the thing not because they are clients, but you sell the thing because there's interest. And from putting out a poster to say, do you want confidence in an afternoon? Maybe that's how we named it now. I can't remember how we said it back then. And she was one of the first people to say, yo, Pali, I might not be able to do your big course, but I need this, and you know I need it. And I was like, yeah, you do. And when she was doing it, she sent a voice note saying, I'm in tears. How good you are. And I was like, straight to Instagram stories.
Because you know that testimonial is going to tell the next person to come on.
Yes. And I was like, okay, good. So it's getting to the point where your boss is not going to be a problem anymore. But also your boss won't be a problem if you deliver at work. I think that's just, keep that standard. Don't ever let it become too, and when it does, then you know it's time to leave. It's time to go full time, because that happens where you're just like, oh, what am I now? What is this now? Because now I'm struggling to juggle. Yes. And then from having the bosses on board and them knowing that I do this, it made it so much easier, because you must be super transparent with times and when you're doing it, when are you seeing clients, because they are going to go click on the websites. They are going to go see what does the brochure say and what is happening in it. If there are other people, I'm thinking now about product related businesses, if you have other faces involved in your business, put those faces to the forefront so they can see you are not the one doing the emails during work hours. Someone else is taking care of it. And that's just to protect the job while you're still building. And then I moved into an organization where I got the promotion. This was now the last promotion into HR. Had never done HR, always believed I wanted to be in HR, because it's just, they earn more and stuff like that. And also, they
make more money. They make more money. It looks fun. I'm going there.
Yeah, no, I was like, these people, they live the soft life. How? Hey, little did I know. Oh, it wasn't as soft as I thought, but that's just because I'm an empath, so it went like really hectic
Yeah.
that, oh my goodness, I'm in the conversation that's telling the guy you're leaving.
Wow.
And I was always in the conversation that said, congratulations, you got the job,
Wow.
right? And
Yeah.
now I was explaining it to someone in my program the other day that you have to adapt the switching ability where
Yes.
one
Yeah.
person this side is telling you they're resigning. That's the one call. The next call you jump onto, the other person's telling you that they're pregnant and you're supposed to
Oh,
be happy.
wow. Yeah.
And I
You
was
can't
like,
carry that. You can't carry that into the next. I mean, it's the same in coaching, right? You're coaching one person this side who is tormented by what it is that you're doing, right? When we talk about coaching, we always say you're taking a person from a burning house, from hell into heaven. And one person's literally in the burning house, and you have to empathize with that person in the burning house. And then the next person you're talking to is busy celebrating.
yeah.
And you have to be the right person in each conversation.
Yeah. So that was a bit awkward. For me, I just found that I'd missed the pregnancy in the conversation because I just come out of a conversation that was so heavy, and this lady was like, "Oh, I
Mm.
just wanted to let you know I'm pregnant," and I was like, "Oh, so when are you taking maternity?"
Oh,
At the end
wow.
of the call, I was like, "Did I say congratulations?" And I was like,
Oh,
this code switching isn't effective, and maybe I wasn't even listening. I think I was really
no.
still, because it's in that moment where she asked me, "How are you?" And I was like, "Oh," and I stayed there, and I wasn't hearing her at all.
Oh,
So
man.
that's the only tricky part with that role, but that's for happy HRing for those that are in HR. I'm not discouraging the people that want to be in HR. It's a great role. If you love people, that's it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But I need to explain something very important here about a time when you left Kopano. That was now a time where, for me, the business has now started. I am in it while I'm working,
Yeah.
but now I don't have the systems, as in like the community. Thankfully, you left the video, so I still used to watch them on Sundays while cooking, and that was like, oh, thank goodness. I haven't gone. Let me go through the library and find things that I feel like I need. At some point, I wanted to create email automations, and I just took your old emails and I said, please let me rewrite them for speaking. That was easy. I was like, okay, so she's
Yeah.
okay. I like this headline. She's speaking about business. Let me just change it up because I had to make my
Sure.
life easier.
Yeah. But that's what we say. We say take our stuff all the time, guys. Like,
Yeah, I think
and the funny thing is, we use our own templates. I think that's what people think. Like, no, we use the exact same template. We say you use, we either have used it or we use it. And if maybe we're being creative on some random day and you're like, I like this, switch it. Exactly like you're saying. We talk business,
yeah,
you're going to talk about speaking. It literally is, it makes sense.
yeah. Yes. And then I got excited and told you at some point that, oh my goodness, I think I just sold things off of emails. I thought this was a scam and that you were just telling us stuff that won't work for us. And for me, that was a big. I thought that was the magic. Actually, that was the thing that because for me personally, it was a limiting belief. I was just like, nah, this is far fetched. People aren't going to buy a speaking program on email. Like, I'm not speaking in that email, and you are actually. So it's just about finding a way to write it in your tone
Mhm.
and to express in the way that lands for the person reading it.
Yeah,
And that was now the first online course I'd created because I believed, I had a dream. I had a
I
dream.
love that.
I then tried to launch it. That fell flat, but flat in a good way because there was a lot of learnings from it that it doesn't work that way. You might need to have more eyes on it, right? And people aren't
Mhm.
just gonna EFT you 450 rand from a post, unfortunately. But that's you have to learn that. Yes, did I sell 7 in a year? Yeah, I did. Hard work, but I managed to get 7 over the line in a year. And then
Yeah.
I put it on the shelf, and I was like, not the right season. Started looking now for someone, and met people that were made big promises, and I was like, oh, not sure. And thank God you then said, Palesa, you've been WhatsApping and DMing me nonstop about your programs. I think I found someone. And I was like, oh, she better be like the Americans, because that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm
Yeah.
busy viewing. And then we look back, and that same online course, when we got Nyaki on board and you guys became the club, and we were able to sell 500 of that same in a year. And I
Yep.
was like,
Yep. Look at what the right systems do for you. Look at that, the touch of magic. Huh? Touch of some yucky magic.
and I remember the first day we went live and we were sitting, I was like, oh no, another thing. It was the craziest day of my life. I was like, what's going on? What did she
But now
do?
look, you're used to it. Every day you're selling that
Yeah,
thing.
no.
Every day.
And I think this conversation is so good, because reflection will also help you to see that you might be taking things for granted that some people are just praying for. Like someone somewhere is fasting, and
Yeah.
it's more I'm taking it for granted. And I want to go back to another thing. So there was a time in the club where you invited Neo. Remember Neo?
Yes.
Where
Yeah.
is it? Weza's wife?
Yes.
Yes. And she came in and she was speaking about, which level are you, Fudua? Are you the 3 levels of different women? And Neo was like, they make about 250,000 in their business. And I wrote it down. I was like, I was like, listen here, darling. You and I used to walk on the same corridors, because her and I lived in reses next to each other. I know whether we are in the speaking business. I know you guys way too well. We used to have drinks together back in our cheeky monkey days at UP. Aliko Badi. Because at that time I was like, from my salary, you can take away a 0 from there. And that I was like, that 0 you have, how? It doesn't make sense.
You were like, if this girl that I have touched and seen in my life is making 250 in a month.
That's another thing. So I think that's one thing I ingrained in myself. I was like, if a human being is doing it, I can do it. The same as when I look at.
But you know what the funny thing is? You said I remember the course that I sold where I said, guys, I make money every time I email. And you were like,
Yeah.
nah, it can't be me. It can't be me. But then your belief system switched when you're just like, if this person that I know who also does speaking, because they did speaking on a different side, right?
Yes.
If they do speaking and they can make 250, I think after that, they made literally double. And it's you're like, no. If she can, and I know, and this is why conversations like this are so important, Palesa. I think, and to close off, I think that it's so important for people to know that Palesa is a human being just like me and you. You had the job. You didn't even know what type of business you wanted to start. You started the business. You looked at what you're good at. This relates to another conversation that we had with Entity. She's like, she looked at what she was good at. And she's like, what am I actually good at? What's the thing that I'm good at? I might have overlooked. And she took it, she added to her business, and amazing.
Yeah.
You did the same question. You looked at okay, when I look at my life, it's like, actually, this thing keeps popping up. I'm good at this thing. It comes out of me naturally. But turn that thing into a business. And today, you are working full-time in your own business. You've got other coaches in your business. You've employed people in your business. And you look at it, and it's like, wow. It's a wow. What?
Yeah.
A wow. From selling 7 courses in a whole 12 months.
No. To now it's like, and I'm like, guys, it's not. Everyone can do it.
Exactly. So if you had one thing that from your story that you could tell people, I think there's so many things you could take from your story. Systems, ads, working with the right people, believing in yourself, asking yourself the right questions. I want to know 2 things. That moment when you decided that you were going to go from employee to entrepreneurship.
What was that moment for you?
That moment happened with a client that was going to pay 6 figures. And I was like, huh? Wait, I need an exit strategy. But I'm a scaredy pants. So for me, I needed many things to be giving me the yes. And God gave me the yes in other ways, where in the company I was with, things were just not emotionally working out for me. But that's because I actually probably wanted this more. That's how you'll know. You'll find excuses for something. When you want something, I promise you, as women, you know, this shoe, it's pinching my left toe. Because you actually want that expensive shoe. So it was just like, my heart is sore every day. What? There was just so much, this place and everything. And it was because I found my happy place and a place where there's so much potential. I was like, if I can do this
Your inner
wild,
person had shifted. That person was there.
yes, I was no longer in corporate. I was gone. And then when you start asking the right questions, and especially with the people around you as well, they'll give you things that you could have never thought of because now you're asking for, how do I make this more stable? Okay, so what you need to do probably in your courses, you need to launch every month more than, you can't like think of it as, when we at the end we will start calling people to come. Now there needs to be a waiting list created. Those will be the things that can give you more comfort that, all right, so there is a way to have recurring income. There is a way to have recurring leads, people that are interested. My WhatsApp line is going off 24/7. Those with and remember that I'd already employed someone while in corporate. So the business wasn't doing that bad. It was actually doing okay for me to already have someone that's running it while I'm doing my job full time. So she would be capturing any WhatsApp conversations, sending out brochures if that was necessary. But also I could put some of my content on a Word document and she would put it onto social media. And then from there, it's really support system around you. I still get so upset when I see you guys posting that you're going to be doing something on a Thursday night and I can't join, and I really want or need that not necessarily the system, but the motivation of being in a room where people are talking about the things that I'm like, yeah, I need something to help me to click how to do this whole content thing easier. And I'm like, I need to probably just go to the library, probably my fault there. But those are the things that I believe you need, people around you, advisors that are steps ahead of you because they've been there. They've been through the feeling of, it's not working, into as well as into, I just needed to tweak one thing.
Yeah.
And that shifts your mindset that nothing is broken forever. That's business. You can actually just like, okay, maybe let me look at it differently. Maybe I'm missing something here. Yeah.
I love that. I love it. Thank you so much, Palesa. I think it's so important for us to hear that story. And I remember the moment when you said, so for context, for those who don't know, Palesa is a ClubSheIs agency client, and you started your business by yourself. You were looking at the ClubSheIs things, following them. You were creating the content. I think you were the person who, if we were to look at the CAP system, Palesa, when Palesa got a hold of that CAP system, she was like, I'm doing it now. And the CAP system just worked in terms of creating reels and videos to do it. But I really enjoyed this conversation. And I think it's important. I love how Palesa said that when she saw that somebody else was making 250 a month, she was like, ngeke, never be me. Can't be unearned. I love it. From not believing that something can work to making it work for you. I think it happens all the time. And I think what we need to do, Nyaki, you know what I think we need to do? Yeah, I'll say give me inspiration. You know how like there used to be like an email to bank? It needs to be an ad to bank. Like people need to understand that one ad campaign, what can it actually do for your entire life? Like Not to say that emails still don't work, they still definitely work. The course is the same. I wouldn't change anything about the course. I think we need an ads to bank. I think we need an ads to bank, teaching some sort of principles. And it's like, guys, ads are always going to change. Like, the algorithm's always going to change. Ads are always going to, like, it's going to be TikTok, but you just need to understand that, guys, run ads, it will change your life. But anyway, I'm happiness, Nyaki. I'm happiness. Happiness.
Very good.
But yeah, very good. Thank you guys for joining us, Lunch and Learn. Let us know where you were joining us from. This conversation was amazing. And I hope you are inspired for your employee to entrepreneur journey. And for the ClubSheIs people who have gone from employee to entrepreneur, and you tell us in the DMs 4 years later, ne, I need you to comment, because we know you guys are there, because we randomly bump into you guys at the most random times. Comment down below with your ClubSheIs success story as well. But I think this is evidence that, number one, ClubSheIs is the best place on earth. And number two, what can happen if you just believe and you start making the steps. But that's it from us. Bye.
Bye, everyone.